say whereabouts in Albuquerque. You said you could use a phone. Hello? Anthonette, where are you?
It's just, it's hard not knowing, the point of no closure. What happened? Where did she go? My mom was getting ready to go out. They were going out for the night.
Sadie, Anthonette, and their youngest sister went to bed, and when they woke up, Anthonette was gone.
We went knocking door to door in our pajamas. She said she couldn't find Anthonette. We were getting ready for church. It was a Sunday morning. That's the hardest part, not knowing, not having that closure. She's safe. She has family that loves her. She has sisters. We haven't given up.
She had her entire life ahead of her. And for a person like that to disappear from her home, that's not the way it's supposed to happen.
We all wonder and often think about Anthonette and what is she doing? Does she have kids? What kind of life is she living?
She was wonderful. She was my older sister. Just want her home.
Anthonette Christine Cayaditto, born December 25th, 1976 in Gallup, New Mexico. Disappeared April 6, 1986, age 9, Gallup, New Mexico. Status: missing for 39 years, 4 months, and 15 days. Anthonette Christine Cayaditto was born on December 25th, 1976 to Teresa Cayaditto, 1952 to 1999, of the Navajo Nation, and Larry Estrada, a carpenter of Italian and Hispanic descent. After her parents' separation, Anthonette and her younger half-sisters Wendy and Sunita Sadie were raised by their mother in Gallup, New Mexico. Family members described Anthonette as being level-headed, wise beyond her years, scholaristic, dedicated, friendly, caring, and dependable. By the time she was 6, she was cooking for her sisters, ironed their clothes for the week, and played a vital role for caring for them. After her disappearance, her father remarked she was 9, going on 15. Anthonette was known by her peers for her displayed certain for a well-being of others, particularly if they were downcast or otherwise in need. Her youngest sister later described Anthonette as having a caregiver's heart. Her favorite color was purple, and she enjoyed listening to music of Michael Jackson, Ronnie Melps, and she was nicknamed Squirrel. Anthonette was in the first grade. She was in the 4th grade, and she was a student at Lincoln Elementary School, where she attended above average student and played sports very well and physical others, winning the presidential fitness medal for the 4th grade year. Outside of school, she also displayed a strong interest in her weekly Bible studies and was devoted to her religious faith. At the time of her disappearance, she was living with her mother and sisters at 204 Arnold Circle, number 9 in Gallup. Anthonette disappeared from her home in the early morning hours of Sunday, April 6, 1986. Her mother, Penny, had been out with friends at a local bar the previous night, and Anthonette, along with her younger sisters Wendy and Sadie, were at home with a babysitter. Penny returned around midnight and sent a babysitter home. She last saw Anthonette around 3 a.m. that morning. When Penny awoke at 7 a.m. to prepare the girls for Bible school, she realized Anthonette was not in her bedroom. After inquiring with neighbors, she telephoned the police. A 3-day search was conducted by state police, which yielded no new clues or evidence. Police and volunteers used 3- and 4-wheel drive vehicles, horses, motorcycles, to scour the areas in southwest Gallup, but only located existing tracks. State Police Sergeant Bill John stated if there were any clues, they were trampled. Everywhere you turn, somebody's been there already. Two search dogs were also unable to pick up Anthony's Anthonette's scent. Anthonette's clothing and belongings were not taken from the home, and there was no evidence consistent with a forced entry or a struggle at the front door. Police later learned that a number of people that had been in and out of the Cayaditto home prior to her disappearance. Police did not conduct an official search for Anthonette's home until 4 days after the child disappeared. Wow. Penny told detectives that a man by the name of Emiliano Gardella, nicknamed Emo, had given flowers to Anthonette 3 times in the days leading to her disappearance, only mentioning it after a family member brought it up during the police search. A man named Ron Perry, a friend of Penny's, told detectives that around 3:30 a.m. he knocked on the door and a bedroom window of the Castells home. He claimed he was checking on the mother after they got into an argument at the bar. Perry said he left and spent the night at the home of a friend who lived down the street. The homeowner corroborated Perry's account. So Ron didn't have anything to do with it. Police believed Anthonette was abducted and was treating her disappearance as foul play. Detectives questioned relatives, friends, and neighbors living within 3 blocks radius of Anthonette's house and conducted more than 3 dozen interviews with people who know Anthonette. Deputy Chief of Police John Allen noted that a neighbor said it wasn't unusual for Penny to have people visit all hours of the night. Oh, she a bad mom. On the afternoon of April 12, 1987, 1 year after the disappearance, the Gallup Police Department received a frantic phone call. The caller was a young girl who claimed to be Anthonette, saying that she was in Albuquerque. An angry adult voice was heard shouting, "Who said you could use the phone?" Followed by the girl screaming and the seconds of a scuffle, after which the phone call was cut off. The 40-second call was automatically recorded on tape. Penny listened to the recording repeatedly and stated it was her voice. "I would know my baby's voice anywhere." She knew the voice to be her daughter's by the way she pronounced her surname and by the sound of her screaming, but did not recognize the adult's voice. Detective Escobar said that the call was too short to be traced, which meant police would be unable to determine where the call came from. In January 1989, the call was broadcasted on radio for the first time and led to a number of new leads in the case. Wow. 3 years after Anthonette's disappearance, her 25-year-old disabled aunt Louisiana Estrada, sister to her father, disappeared on September 5th, 1989, from Gallup. Louisa was found alive in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, a month later and returned home. Over the years, there have been questions over potential connections between the two cases. 5 years after the disappearance, Wendy, now aged 10, gave her account of the disappearance for the first time. She told detectives that there was a second knock on the door, which Anthonette, still awake, answered. When she asked who it was, the knocker identified himself as Uncle Joe. When she opened the door, she was grabbed by 2 men, kicking and screaming. "Let me go! Let me go!" The men forced her into a brown van. Wendy did not recognize the men, as she did not get a look at their faces. She stated that she had not said anything at the time, owing to a fear of upsetting her mother and of not being believed. Her sister Sadie had stated that she is not sure a second knock happened. Penny never mentioned a second knock at the door until 1994 when she was interviewed by the FBI. She told Anthonette to go ahead and answer it. She told the FBI agent, I laid there for a period of time, maybe 30 minutes, and Antoinette never came back. I got up to see where she was, but I couldn't find her. Penny claimed that the knock happened between 3:30 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. and that it was just getting light. When she got up 30 minutes later, this account differed significantly from her initial statement of waking up at 7 a.m. and finding that her daughter was missing. Later in 1994, Penny confessed to the FBI that she had been involved in Anthonette's abduction. What the fudge and what? Asking, what if me and Emo did this? Would we both go to prison? Penny stated that she and Emo got together on a plan prior to the disappearance. Penny stated she wanted to know where the abduction would occur, but was told it was better that she did not know. She admitted to knowing who was coming to take her daughter, as well as having told her to open the door. Despite this confession, the FBI strong belief that Penny was involved in the abduction. She was never charged with Antoinette's disappearance. In a 2010 interview with the Gallup Herald, Detective Equiball said, I'm pretty confident Penny had knowledge of who took Anthonette based on her failing a polygraph. Why wasn't this woman arrested? She literally confessed. Why wasn't Emo arrested? Child, this is crazy. So the police interviewed an uncle who was married to Penny's sister, but declined to name him a suspect. Investigators believe Anthonette may be deceased and that Penny allowed her to be taken by Emo, although her whereabouts remain unknown as of today. Theories range from her being either a victim of homicide or possible human trafficking. The police stated that in 2016, they believe Penny may have had more information than she had given police. Of course, but they still did not arrest this woman, citing a failed lie detector test. Okay, so now there are sightings of Anthonette. On April 8th, 1986, a witness reported that he believed he had seen Anthonette in San Antonio. He recalled seeing a Spanish looking girl in a long pink dress with a blonde haired woman on the side of the road. It is unknown whether the girl was Anthonette. On April 19th, 1986, a woman claimed to have seen a brown truck at a Thriftway gas station. As the truck passed, the woman believed she could hear a little voice screaming, Help me, help me. The witness believed it could have been Anthonette. On June 30th, 1986, a witness claimed he had seen Anthonette at a bus depot in El Paso, Texas, in the presence of two Hispanic men. He claimed the girl was wearing a pink dress, very similar to an earlier eyewitness account, white shoes, and had a noticeable mark on her neck, on her cheek, similar to the one Anthonette had. On November 4th, 1989, a Missouri man claimed he saw Anthonette a week prior to a truck stop off Interstate 70 in Waynesfield and reported the encounter to the police. He had recognized her from missing persons posters. It said that she was alone, wearing torn jeans, a dirty white t shirt, a red bandana, and a large watch. The witness also stated that the girl had acted like she was afraid of people and like she had been punished for something. 4 years later, in 1991, a waitress at a restaurant in Carson City, Nevada, encountered a teenage girl matching Anthonette's description in the company of an unkept couple. The girl continuously knocked her utensils to the floor, seemingly attempting to get the waitress's attention. According to the waitress, the girl grabbed her hand and squeezed it firmly each time the waitress handed back the utensils. After they left, the waitress cleaned their table and found a napkin under the plate the girl had been eating from. It contained two brief messages, Help me, and call the police read on it. Okay, so the mother died on April 18th, 1999 in Tucson, Arizona. from a combination of liver cirrhosis and cardiac issues at age 46. The FBI wanted to interview her on her deathbed, but she died prior to their arrival. Wendy and Sadie's father, Anthony Montoya, died on August 17th, 2012. In an interview with the Albuquerque Journal in 2016, Wendy Montoya, Anthony, Anthonette's youngest sister, spoke to the struggles that she and her family went through. It just broke my whole family up. It was a very dark and dysfunctional time. Montoya revealed that she and her mother would barely talk about Anthonette without crying or getting intoxicated with drugs and alcohol. That was how they coped with the pain, to numb it, not to forget about it, but to put it on the shelf. The trauma of losing her sister led Montoya into a life of drugs, addiction, alcoholism, gang affiliation, and acquired a criminal record throughout her adolescence into her young adulthood. Her lifestyle caused her to lose custody of her children around 2007. However, Wendy successfully turned her life around. She went into rehab. She struggled to get her kids back and struggled to get away from the old person that she used to be. She broke the cycle, raised up in, and she got far away from there. And she did it. She further added that if she could not find her sister, she could at least find herself. As of 2016, Wendy is reported to reside in Bakersfield, California. She admits that although her memories of her sister are vague, the loss still haunts her, and she misses her sister to this day. Wendy is indelibly frozen in time at age 9, a little girl with a jumble of teeth, soft brown eyes, and a caregiver heart. Montoya still maintains hope that her sister is somewhere out there and there is still time to discover the truth of what became of her. I'm not going to accept that she's dead. I need proof. There we go, girl. Keep that hope. On April 6, 2021, the 35th year anniversary of Anthonette's disappearance, they have pronounced renewed search efforts for Anthonette and asked for assistance from the general public. Special Agent in Charge Eric Brown stated, "We are asking anyone who might have information about this case to come forward and help us." In 2022, Anthonette's other sister, Sadie, was interviewed. She stated, "It's hard not knowing the point of no closure. What happened? Where did she go?" And, and public conveyed a message to her missing sister. She's safe. She has a family that loves her. She has sisters. We haven't given up. We all wonder and often think about Anthonette and what she's doing. Does she have kids? What kind of life is she living? Um, I really hope that they find Anthonette and the family can get the answers that they need.